as she ran by, but she promptly left me in the dust. I couldn't believe it. I'd just been smoked by a runner twice my age. Side note, can we please set aside the idea that my outrage was totally ridiculous? I'm aware of how silly I was being. I mean, we weren't actually even in a race, but still, a guy's got to have standards. The best thing that this small incident brought about was that it made me look at what I was doing. Unnecessary as it was, I got worked up enough to ask, is this training slow thing even working? And miracle of miracles, I learned that it really was. My mile time at my target heart rate had improved by well over a minute per mile after just a few weeks. I'd felt embarrassed for a moment, but the actual results told me the truth. Slowing down my running had made me a faster runner. Unbelievable. Then light bulbs started going off in my brain, and I began to see all the connections to how the principle, slow down in order to get faster, was actually a full-fledged law of life. It became very clear that this was in fact a bedrock practice that had consistently paid massive dividends in my business, with my family, in my income, and literally in every area of my life. In that moment, I even had some flashbacks. I remembered when my great mentor, Dan Moore, in my first sales career, taught me the rocket/snail philosophy, in which you move like a rocket in between conversations with prospects, but slow down to a snail's pace when you're actually in those conversations. I remembered another mentor, Janet Atwood, who taught me intention, attention, no tension, which involves a combination of working intently while simultaneously relaxing your way to success. The whole concept of a flow state, the optimal performance mindset that many call being in the zone, became much clearer to me. I noticed how every major breakthrough I'd ever experienced, periods where money and business results were materializing so fast I could barely keep up, had been brought about by slowing down. It was totally counterintuitive. It didn't make logical sense, and it seemed backward, but the evidence was irrefutable. Slowing down my runaway brain, and thereby slowing down the game, had made me a faster results getter in every single area of my life. When I slowed down and used the methods and understandings in this book, business and life just worked so much better. Much more productive, much more elegant and effortless, much less frustrated and stressed. And isn't that what we're all looking for? Roger's note. The whole concept of slowing down to speed up will be a strong, recurring theme of this book. In fact, the original title of Master Your Mind was going to be The Snail and the Rocket, because it was going to be all about this premise. In the writing and editing of the book, the title and the cover, we found that overt references to slowing down to speed up morphed into other things. But please don't miss this critical lesson. Both neuroscience and the experiences of our coaching clients teach us that getting the results you want, as fast as you want, almost always requires that you slow things down. Robb's story. Hey! The sound of 200 high schoolers screaming in unison echoed through the gym. My mind raced as I knew what was coming next, and I was not excited about it. I sat back just a smidge, enough to see the backs of the ears of the kids on either side of me, enough to where they couldn't see that I wasn't going to participate. It was our side's turn. This is stupid, I thought. Why are we screaming at each other using nonsense words? How is this going to help me? Why did the school bring this guy in to make us look like idiots in front of each other? My rambling thoughts were interrupted by a loud boom-ba! Classmates all around me screamed at the top of their lungs as if trying to knock the other kids out of the bleachers. Hey! Came the other side's response. Everyone laughed. I even laughed. And then it hit me. I'm missing out. So I waited, and slowed down, and listened. The speakers started making sense. If you spend less time worrying about looking like an idiot and more time actually enjoying the moment, life is going to get a lot easier. After all, we were 400 kids all looking like idiots together and having a blast doing it. Well, at least 399 were enjoying it. I missed out. And that was my first lesson on slowing down in order to accelerate my results. This idea is presented in a lot of ways in a lot of situations.